Ese Cholo.
All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in tune the lines. Got your load secure. Man, I let go just a little bit longer than I wanted to because I got caught up watching TV. Hang on, let me change the channel. If not, I'm gonna get all caught up, man, and I don't want to do that. I should focus on what I'm doing here. Let me okay. Because if not, I'm gonna be here and be looking over here, and yeah, no, it's just not gonna be good. So let me find something else. All right. All right, what's up, Derek? Julio, what's going on? Put the chats up right here. Damn, why does it look so dark, man? Let me see. Is it just because it's. No, the brightness is up. All right. Well, anyway, man, what's going on with everybody? So earlier this week, I did a trucker live out of the truck, and I wanted to play some audio, and I forgot I didn't have the device with me right when I pushed live. That's when I realized I didn't have it, but I got it now. Now that I'm here at the pad, so let me see. You know what? Give me one second because this actually. Okay, now I see the problem. Hang on, give me 1 second. And there we go. All right, good. All right, we're good. We're back. All right, pues. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's handle. So I want to play this audio, and we're gonna break it down, man. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down tonight. All right, we're gonna break it down tonight. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's get into this. Hopefully everybody can hear this. Let's yeah, let's see. Let me know if you guys can hear this right here.
Been conditioned into thinking that having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom, but you actually have zero freedom because you have no control.
You guys can hear that, right? Let me see. Let me go back and check the play here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. It's okay. All right. You guys can hear it. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's play this. I don't know if I should play it all the way through and then we'll go through it. It is a little over a minute. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go through it. All right. Let's just play it all the way through. Let's go.
Been conditioned into thinking that having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom, but you actually have zero freedom because you have no control over your time. Freedom is actually having complete control over your schedule. Yes, you work a 9 to 5, you have a steady paycheck, you have benefits, but you are trapped. Have no control over your time. 40 hours every single week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice. It doesn't matter if you're making 100K a year, 200K a year, you are trapped. You are not free. You are trapped to the mortgage payment, the car payment, whatever other bills you have, you are trapped. And you get what? Benefits, health insurance, 4 weeks paid time off. You wouldn't even need these benefits if you just didn't have to work the 9 to 5. Like, let's actually dive deep into this. I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress, eating unhealthy, and overworking yourself. If you didn't have this job and you didn't eat unhealthy, I don't think you'd have any of these illnesses. You are exchanging your time and freedom for a job that you wouldn't even need these benefits for if you didn't have the job. Like, genuinely, that is what I've realized. Like, okay, yeah, you have a 401k. Some people die before they even get to use the 401k benefits. And also, I just don't understand, what's the point of saving all this money for when you're 65? You should be using this money now. You don't know what the future holds, and maybe this is just bad advice, but you spend the money.
Okay. All right. Okay, man. So she is coming on and she's saying that, hey, you don't have any real freedom, right? You're stuck to your job 40 hours a week. First of all, man, look, just me as a truck driver, okay? Just me as a trucker, all right? 40 hours is part-time. As a trucker, 40 hours is part-time. But I get it. In all the, most, not all. There are some careers where you work so many hours, right? But in most jobs, not all, but in most jobs, I get it. 40 hours, that's full time right there. So basically what she's saying is that, and we're gonna break it down, right? So she's coming on, she's saying that, hey, you know what? You're not free, you're a slave. You're a slave to your job, to your 9 to 5. I don't know why people call it 9 to 5. I think about it. And I'm like, why do you call it 9 to 5? I don't know anybody who goes in at 9 and gets off at 5. They would go in at 8 and get off at 5, right? I mean, you got the hour lunch. Maybe they've taken away the hour lunch. I'm not even really sure. But either way, anyway. All right. Okay, so if she is saying that, hey, everybody is a slave, right? You're a slave to your job because you got bills to pay. You got, let's actually go through it. Let's go through it. Here we go.
Been conditioned into thinking that having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom, but you actually have zero freedom because you have no control over your time.
Okay, you've been conditioned to think that 9 to 5 gives you freedom. I'm not really sure where that comes from. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard anybody say, like, hey, having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom. First, I would say that having a 9 to 5, right? I mean, that's what everybody calls it. Having a 9 to 5 gives you time, depending. Look, I don't, like I said, I don't know anybody who goes in at 9 o'clock. If they work in the morning, usually they go in at 8, or they go in at 7 or 6. I really don't know anybody who goes in at 9, but I guess there's stores out there that don't open till like 9 or even 10, somewhere around there, maybe 11, depending on what you do. All right. So, but I guess it's supposed to be, I guess maybe the condition is, hey, you know what? It doesn't take up your entire day. So you'll have freedom before and after work, or one or the other, right? Before or after work.
Been conditioned into thinking that having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom, but you actually have zero freedom because you have no control over your time. Freedom is actually having complete control over your schedule.
Okay, having complete control over your schedule. She doesn't really break down what that really means. Does it mean like, hey, if you don't want to work, you shouldn't have to work? If you want to get up, or if you want to work at this hour or work at that hour, if you want to go home, you shouldn't have to stay there. I'm not really sure what she means exactly by having complete control over your schedule.
Control over your time. Freedom is actually having complete control over your schedule. Yes, you work a 9 to 5, you have a steady paycheck, you have benefits, but you are trapped. Have no control over your time. 40 hours every single week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice.
Okay. For one, you don't have to go to the job. Okay. You don't have to go to the job. It all depends what quality of life you're looking for. See, I think, man, I'll tell you guys, man, we're really in quite a few years now. We are really in a time where people are really believing this, like, wow, you're a slave to your job because you have to go to your job. No, you don't have to if you don't want to. You really don't have to if you don't want to. But what quality of life are you looking for? Now, I'm sure she wants certain things. She needs the money to pay for. So yeah, you got to do something. Whatever you purchase, whatever you go get, somebody, that's somebody's job. That's somebody's work. Somebody is working for that. Do you just want others to do things for free? Let's keep going.
Have no control over your time. 40 hours every single week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice. It doesn't matter if you're making 100K a year, 200K a year. You are trapped. You are not free.
So basically, you're saying it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You are trapped at your job. You are trapped. You have to go to this job. You are trapped.
To go to this job, you have literally no other choice. It doesn't.
You have a choice. Don't go. Quit. Yeah, I mean, that's a choice. You could just quit. Say, like, you know what? I refuse to work. Now, what I am assuming, and she doesn't say this, but this is what I'm assuming. I'm assuming she wants a certain quality of life with no work. That's what it really sounds like to me. She wants a place to live. She wants food. She wants groceries. She wants a car. She wants to go out on vacation, but she doesn't want to work for it. See, you don't have to. You could just not work. But the quality of life that you want, well, yeah.
"40 hours every single week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice. It doesn't matter if you're making 100K a year, 200K a year. You are trapped. You are not free. You are trapped to the mortgage payment, the car payment, whatever other."
Don't buy a car. You don't have to have a mortgage payment. You don't have to live in a house. And see, that's what it's coming down to. That's what it's coming down to. That's what it's coming down to. It's coming down to, hey, I want a certain quality of life up here, but I don't want to work for it, because if I do work for it, then I become a slave to the job, right? And as she said, it doesn't matter if you're making 100K or 200K, you are a slave. All right, shoot, don't work. Just quit. Go live off the land. Just go live off the land. You don't have to have a house payment, a mortgage payment, a car payment. You don't have to have that. But if you want that, then yeah. What do you want them to give? Do you want a car given to you? Do you want gas to be free? Do you want a home to be given to you that you don't have to pay anything to do? Because in reality, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That car was built. That gas was refined and put into those pumps underneath the ground. That house was built. Yes, things cost. This thing about, hey, you're not free. You're not free because you have to work, as she's saying, right? You have to work. You're trapped. You're a slave to your job. because you got a house payment, a car payment. Well, don't have a house. Don't have a car. And if you do have a car, have somebody give you a hand-me-down. Let's go.
Doesn't matter if you're making 100K a year, 200K a year, you are trapped. You are not free. You are trapped to the mortgage payment, the car payment, whatever other bills you have, you are trapped. And you get
okay, whatever other bills you have. All right. I remember I heard somebody, hey, what's up to everybody in here, by the way, man? Julio, Branco Artura, what's going on, man? Salute to Mother Trucker. Shout out to Mother Trucker, Holmes. I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but I follow his channel big time, homie. Big time. Like Chewy says, big time, Holmes. Big time. What's up, Adrian? All right. I remember I had this conversation with somebody, right? Because she's talking about bills. She's talking about that you shouldn't have to work. You're a slave because you got these bills to pay and all that stuff. You're really not free. And I remember somebody had said this, and they said water, right? They're like, hey, water, it's natural. It's from the earth. We shouldn't have to pay for it. Why do we have to pay for water if it's natural? It's from the earth. And I thought, wow, dog. Like people have really lost their canicas in their head, homie. It's crazy that people really think like this. Hang on, let me take a drink of water. It's crazy, dog, that for quite a few years now, this is how people are really believing. And I was talking to this person, I'm like, wait, is serio? They're like, yeah. They're like, tell me any different. It's water, it's nature, right? But we have to pay for it. Like, what the heck? I told them, I said, you don't have to pay for water. You're free to collect rain. You're free to go to the creek and get yourself a bucket of water and boil it and use it however you're going to use it. If you're going to use it for drinking water, you're free to put buckets outside, collect the rain, dig a hole. You're free to collect your own water. But if you want service of water, yeah, that's going to cost feria. It's not the water, it's the service. That is man-made service. That's work. Somebody is putting in some work and you want it for free. You think going and turning on your faucet, that's just nature? Nature just went and put the pipe system in there, the plumbing? No, that's work. You think you just turn on your water hose and just nature just went ahead and put that water there? No, that's work. You go buy water bottles or wherever you buy your drinking water, however, you want the sparkling guy to come and bring you your jug of water, whatever, and hey, you shouldn't have to pay for it. That's work. Somebody put that there. That is man-made. But outside of that, you're free to collect all the water you want. Build you a system to collect rainwater. You're free to do that. You don't have to pay for water if you don't want to. But if you want service of water, yeah, you are going to have to pay for it. Why? Because it's done with hands. It's man-made. Somebody's doing that. See, people don't want to work, Holmes. They want others to work for them and then them say like, hey, I want to be free. I shouldn't have to pay for any of this. No, you work. You work, but I don't got to work. See, I just want a place to live. I shouldn't have to go to work. So you build me my house. It's asinine, dog. I don't get it. All right, let's keep going.
You are trapped to the mortgage payment, the car payment, whatever other bills you have, you are trapped. And you get what? Benefits, health insurance, 4 weeks
which is pretty big. You get health insurance. That's pretty big right there, I would say. I mean, if you don't have health insurance, you know, yeah, that's kind of a big deal to a certain degree, right? Depending on how much you take care of yourself. Oh, shoot. Hold on, let me plug this up. I mean, that's kind of a big deal right there. What should say? All right, let's go back. Hold on.
Whatever other bills you have,
Mm.
you are trapped. And you get what? Benefits,
Mm.
health insurance, 4 weeks paid time off. You wouldn't even need these benefits if you just didn't have to work the 9 to 5. Like, let's actually dive deep into this. I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress, eating unhealthy.
Okay, she's not entirely wrong on this. Okay, she's not entirely wrong on this. All right, I'm gonna tell you what part. I'm gonna tell you what part. I like that she just makes up a number in her head. She said, "I think 99%." Watch.
5. Like, let's actually dive deep into this. I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress.
Okay, 99% of illnesses are not caused by stress. All right, so she's making the argument that if you go to work, if you have a 9 to 5, that's what they call the illness, the fact that you go to work.
Like, let's actually dive deep into this. I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress, eating unhealthy, and overworking yourself. If you didn't,
You know what, dog? I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys this, right? I know that there's some hardworking jobs out there, and I know that there's people out there that are just kicking ass at their job, really overworking themselves. But most people that I come across, okay, most people that I come across, not all. I know there's some of you out there that are just kicking ass at work, and it's like, hey, you know what? You need to take a little breather, man, and relax. You're gonna overwork yourself. But a lot of people, honestly, I see them at work, they're dragging their feet, Holmes. They're dragging their feet. A lot of people like this, they're just dragging their feet. Just talking about when can they take their next vacation? When can they take lunch? When can they take their next break? I don't see many people overworking themselves. I know there's people out there overworking themselves. Yes. And I'm sure everybody believes that that's them. that's why I say the biggest problem with the exception to the rule is that everybody believes they're the exception to the rule, right? I'm sure everybody believes they're the one that overworks themselves, but no, most people I see are dragging their feet. All right, so she talked about, let's be honest. Actually, let's run real quick before I get into it.
Deep into this, I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress, eating unhealthy, and overworking yourself. If you didn't have this job and you didn't eat unhealthy, I don't think you'd have any of these illnesses.
All right, if you didn't have this job and you didn't eat unhealthy, okay, the job does not cause illnesses, depending on what you do. I know there's jobs out there, man, that that can wear you down, right? But I remember, and I don't know the numbers, but I remember quite a few years ago reading up on a study where, believe it or not, it is like over 80% of illnesses in this country has to do with diet, has to do with what you put into your system. All the bad habits, not just food, but drinking alcohol, smoking, everything, any type of drugs, prescription medications, overdoing it with it. I remember what was a study. I don't know. It was like 82% or something like that of most illnesses in this country is caused by so much junk that you put in your system. You overdo it with the junk, right? So she's not entirely wrong on that part, but I like the way she put it. It's like from work or eating unhealthy.
If you didn't have this job and you didn't eat unhealthy, I don't think you'd have any of these illnesses. You are exchanging your time.
She doesn't think. So take her at her word. Take her at her word.
unhealthy, I don't think you'd have any of these illnesses. You are exchanging your time and freedom for a job that you wouldn't even need these benefits for if you didn't have the job. Like, genuinely, that is what I've realized. Like, okay, yeah, you have a 401k. Some people die before they even get to use the 401k.
That's true. Some people do die before they get to use their 401k. And by the way, there's other things that you could do out there. There's IRAs. There's quite a few different options out there. It's not just 401k. However, most jobs just go ahead and offer the 401k.
Like, genuinely, that is what I've realized. Like, okay, yeah, you have a 401k. Some people die before they even get to use the 401k benefits. And also, I just don't understand, what's the point of saving all this money for when you're 65? You should be using this money now. You don't know what the future holds, and maybe this is just bad advice, but you spend the money.
Man, I'll tell you guys. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. All right, so this young lady, she's on. I don't know how old she is. I'm looking at her. She's probably somewhere like in her late 20s, somewhere around there. And obviously, she's stuck at a job that she hates. She's unhappy, right? And she wants everybody else to be unhappy. So what does she do? She's out here telling everybody that, hey, you know what? You're all slaves to your job, right? A job that you chose to get. Now, look, I'll be honest, man. A lot of people that just work dead end jobs, if we're going to be real with it, they didn't really prepare themselves they didn't really prepare their futures. Okay. It all goes back to self responsibility. You didn't really prepare your future, and now you're stuck at a dead end job where it's like, oh man, now I'm having I'm having a tough time making ends meet, and this job sucks. And now you end up like this girl right here, unhappy, and it's like, you're a slave to your job, man, because I got some bills here, I got some bills over there. There's people that actually live for their career, that love what they do. Most probably don't. Most people probably don't. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing when it comes to all this. You want others to work and give you stuff. That's what it comes down to. You want others to work and you just expect it because you're thinking about your freedom, not anybody else's freedom. See, you want a place to live. Okay. People that built that place to live, they needed to show up to work to build that place. The running water, yeah, that's work right there. They need to show up and make sure that's running. But you want it for free because of your freedom. See, there needs to be order. I'm not even talking about work anymore. I'm just talking about life, right? I'm just talking about in life. When you don't have any order, when you don't have a schedule, when you don't do anything like that, in reality, slowly, you start falling into depression. When people really don't have anything to do, little by little, they start falling into depression. You know what's good for somebody is having to get up every morning and having to be somewhere. People may not like it, but it actually does some good in your life. Having a routine, having a schedule. Now, every single day, sure, there should be a day of rest. Absolutely. And you can cherish that day. That's the day. See, when I have my day of rest, oh man, I have my day of rest, Holmes. But I'm able to cherish that day. I'm able to cherish that day because of what I do all the other days. it is good, man. It is good for somebody to have some sort of routine where they're needed, where you have to get up, where you have to go somewhere, you have to be somewhere you're dependent on. But if you just, hey, you know what? I don't feel like getting up today or tomorrow. Slowly, that starts getting into your mind, and people start getting depressed. Depression starts getting in. The most depressed people are the people, well, I mean, there's people with careers that have just like, good gosh, man, people that are like in certain careers that cause depression. But you get the people that are like the most active. You get like like a UPS delivery driver or a FedEx delivery driver, right? That they're delivering like 250 packages every day, jumping out of the little pickup, jumping out of the little van truck, jumping back on, like boom, always on a move, always on a move, always on a move. Those guys aren't depressed. Those guys are always on the move. They're always moving. A lot of the depression, really, it comes from guys, people that just sit down in front of a screen all day for work. But this thing about, as she said, hey, you're not free. You're really a slave to your job. You're really a slave to your job, right? If you have a 9 to 5, listen, prepare for your future, right? So many people didn't. So many of us didn't. Heck, I even didn't. Well, I mean, I was preparing for my future, and then I went and caught my felony because I was being a fool out there, right? But oh well, hey, I still managed to land something that I didn't love at first, but good gosh, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing, man. I truly believe that God landed me in trucking, even though I did not like it at first. But I'm not really sure. See, she never really gives an answer. She never gave an answer. And that's the thing. That's what you come and find out with people like this. They'll never actually give you an answer. Right? So she's saying, hey, you're a slave to your job because of this, because of that, because of all that. But she never gives an answer. She never says, like, hey, instead, this is the way it should be. Instead, this will work if we do it this way. She doesn't offer any of that.
Been conditioned into thinking that having a 9 to 5 gives you freedom, but you actually have zero freedom because you have no control over your time. Freedom is actually having complete control over your schedule. Yes, you work a 9 to 5, you have a steady paycheck, you have benefits.
Okay, how is a company that hires you, how are they supposed to run it? Are they just supposed to tell you, hey, come in whenever you want and leave whenever you want? You can't run a business that way. It's like, hey, you have complete control of your schedule. You don't feel like coming in? Don't come in. You feel like coming in at 8 o'clock? Come in at 8. You want to come in at 2? Come in at 2. You want to come in at 10? Come in at 10. How is a business supposed to run that way?
Schedule. Yes, you work a 9 to 5, you have a steady paycheck, you have benefits, but you are trapped. Have no control over your time.
You are not trapped. You can quit. You can quit. You could just say, I'm out. The thing that you don't want is you don't want to give up the quality of life that comes with that. That's what you don't want.
But you are trapped. Have no control over your time. 40 hours every single week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice.
Yes, you do. You can quit. You just don't want to give up that quality of life. That's all.
A week. You have to go to this job. You have literally no other choice. It doesn't matter if you're making 100K a year, 200K a year. You are trapped. You are not free. You are trapped to the mortgage payment, the car payment, whatever other bills you have. You are trapped. And you get what? benefits, health insurance, 4 weeks paid time off. You wouldn't even need these benefits if you just didn't have to work the 9 to 5. Like,
That's the funny part right there, dog. I like that part. I like the math that she does in her head. 99%.
even need these benefits if you just didn't have to work the 9 to 5. Like, let's actually dive deep into this. I think that 99% of illnesses are caused by stress, eating unhealthy, and overworking yourself. If you didn't have this job and you didn't eat unhealthy, I don't think you'd have any of these illnesses. You are exchanging your time and freedom.
The eating unhealthy for sure. For sure. I remember it was a few years ago. I read up a study on that. It was like just a slightly over 80%.
For a job that you wouldn't even need these benefits for if you didn't have the job. Like, genuinely, that is what I've realized. Like, okay, yeah, you have a 401k. Some people die before they even get to use the 401k benefits. And also, I just don't understand, what's the point of saving all this money for when you're 65? You should be using this money now. You don't know what the future holds, and maybe this is just bad advice, but you spend the money.
Yeah, she's miserable and she wants everybody else to be miserable. Look, I somewhat to a certain degree, agree with the last thing that she said. Okay. You want to go ahead and save up, yes, for your retirement. All right. However, you want to enjoy life as you're living, as you're getting to that retirement. You know, if you're not living life, if you're afraid to spend a little bit of money to enjoy yourself, and it depends what we're talking about too, right? I mean, if you want to take a little vacation, hey, I would say, look, have at it. You know, have at it. Have life experiences. Because, yeah, you know, if even though I don't agree with it so much, I do agree with that part. Don't wait to become 65 for you to start living life, because hey, you might not even make it to 65, right? So yeah, you know, spend a little bit here and there. Now, depending on how much you make, you might be limited on what you're able to do. But whatever you can do, yeah, hey, live a little bit. It's not just hey, work all the way till you're 65 and you haven't lived one day outside of work. And if you're really working if you're really working 40 hours a week, and maybe this is the trucker talking, this is the trucker in me talking. If you're really working just 40 hours a week, you have time. You got time outside of work. Like I don't, like I said, maybe this is just the trucker in me, dog, because truckers, we're working 60, 70 hours, man. So if you work 40 hours a week, you have time outside of work. Like, what are you doing with the rest of your time? I don't know, dog. Maybe I'm just out of touch on that, because maybe that's just the trucker coming out of me right there, man. But I'm like, 40 hours a week and you complain about you don't have time? Like, what the heck are you talking about? It's 40 hours a week. Like, good gosh. There's a lot more time in the day. I get it. You don't have the entire day, but you got a few hours outside of work every day that you go to work, and then the days that you have off. But she's miserable. She hates what she does. She wants you to be miserable. She wants everybody to be miserable and fall into this ideology. And not only that, but at the same time, she doesn't want to lose the quality of life. That's why she's using words like, you have to. You have to. No, you don't have to. But at the same time, your quality of life is going to go down. Yes, because everything else is costing other people's time. That same time that you're complaining about, yeah, it's costing other people time. What, you think those groceries just go and put themselves up on the shelves? You should get groceries for free? that you shouldn't have to work to pay for it? What about the people that go ahead and make those groceries? The people that deliver those groceries, the people that sell those groceries, what about their time and their freedom? They shouldn't have to work either. Well, then how the hell is that stuff going to get there? Do you just want to take it back? Hey, and I'm honest. I'm honest when I say this, okay? I'm being real when I say this, okay? A lot of people, in all reality, we probably, right? Once this whole world just eats itself, man, right? Probably at some point going to go all the way back to the barbarian days, Holmes. Because see, right there, you're not working for money. You're not doing any of that. You get up and you go hunt your food. You prepare your own food. There is, I mean, when she's talking about like, hey, you know, medical bills and everything, that there is none of that. That is all on you. That is 100% on you. If somebody wants to come and take what you got, you better defend yourself. There is no calling the Judas. There is no law enforcement. There is no any of that. See, but there you do have freedom. There you do have freedom. If you don't want to go out and hunt for your food, okay, you just don't eat. You just don't eat. If you don't build yourself a home, okay, you just sleep outside. If you don't make any weapons and learn how to defend yourself, there's no phones, there's no cops to call or anything of that sort. See, that's not really freedom either. Because you're going to have to do certain things. You're going to have to go out and hunt. You're going to have to grow crops. And if somebody else wants to come and take it from you, you're going to have to know how to defend yourself. You're going to have to build yourself a house on your own. You're going to have to maintain it, upkeep it, make sure nobody comes and takes it from you. So it's just simple human nature. But nonetheless, man, I just want to go ahead and play this audio. I was actually going to do this on a Trucker Live, but I got I got caught up in my head and I forgot that I didn't even have the device to go to do that live. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go tap a body here, take my dog for a nice little stroll, and you guys be good. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings. Always keep a safe distance. Blood. Make sure you live below. Loyalty makes family. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.